containers in various dimensions. The goal of the next set of lessons is to come to an understanding of four-dimensional space. We will first consider lower dimensional spaces, zero-dimensional, one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional spaces, and look for patterns that we can extend to come to some sort of understanding of the fourth dimension. Now there's one caveat. We think that we're familiar with three-dimensional objects, because we are three-dimensional objects, but we are not familiar. We spend most of our lives interacting with the surfaces of three-dimensional objects, and these are generally two-dimensional, though admittedly these two-dimensional spaces are bent, taking up three-dimensional space. We're still only looking at the surfaces of things. And if you doubt this, think about the last person that you saw. The surface of this person consists of the skin, the clothes, the outer layer of hair, and such. Most of the person's three dimensions is filled with blood, bone, tissues, and organs, such as this person. We do not ever want to see these parts of people, and we call the paramedics as soon as any of these things come into sight. People are scared of a skull sometimes, but you have a skull in the room with you wherever you are. Every person you ever interact with is a skull talking to you, and other things too, but that doesn't wig us out nearly as much as walking into your room. You walk into your dorm room, you see your roommate lying on the bed, not a big deal. You walk into your dorm room, you see just a skull lying on your bed. That freaks you out, even though one of the many parts of your roommate is a skull. Anyway, the three-dimensional objects with which we are most familiar are empty spaces, like the space within a room or the volume within a bottle. You can think about a box. What is the box? You think of the space within the box. It is curious that we have a greater appreciation for the volumes of finite contained objects than we do for infinite spaces. One does not reel with shock when looking up at a clear blue sky, even though you are looking to an infinite height. It goes up miles and miles and miles, boring. However, one does reel with shock upon entering the sort of hangar where jumbo jets are built. We can grasp the vastness of a contained space, a confined space, better than that of an infinite space. And this is a brief video of the sort of place where Boeing Dreamliners are constructed. It is enormous. Thus, we will explore the various dimensions by considering empty containers in 1, 2, 3, and then four-dimensional spaces. By thinking about an empty container, it is easier for us to understand the dimensions of the space inside that container. And to best make sure that these spaces are fully utilized in our imagination, we will imagine that each container contains some sort of evil creature that is able to travel freely about in those dimensions. So it moves through this container, going to all of the points within the spaces. I would say that few people know the meaning of a confined space better than those who have spent time in jail.